sneakers. We're doing a couple giveaways and things like that for certain categories and things like that. But in general, I wanted to celebrate this shoe. It's so limited. It's less than 120 teddy pairs made. So it's so limited.
So there must be a tremendous demand. I mean, for the earlier editions that were sold out, what do you distinguish? What makes it so special? What about your line of sneakers makes it so popular?
So, on a personal level, Trinidadian culture, people keep throwing it in there from here and there and there from there. But from a fashion standpoint, you don't get to see outside of like carnival costumes and things like that a lot of Trinidad's fashion and our taste. So I wanted to bring taste to the world, not just the States, but to the world from a Trinidadian perspective. Once again, using Miss Commission Janelle as my muse for this first collection. That was intentional. I knew, me and my creative director in America, we knew that this is amazing for her to be the first Miss Universe. People need to know that all around the world, who was the first black Miss Universe from Trinidad and Tobago. That is the biggest deal. And then with our brand called Homework, it's a curriculum-based brand. So, it's pushing an agenda that to me is important. School and understanding and lessons and doing your homework and whatever it is you want to do in life is important. So regardless of what it is, whether you want to be Mr. Muhammad or you want to be Trinidad James or you want to be the person holding the camera, you have to do your homework to understand how to do your job at a high level.
Well, suppose if somebody wanted to be Mr. Muhammad, I had to leave out some letters. I notice it's the new style these days. Like the fellow who's the artist called The Weekend. He leave out some letters and he'll just spell Weekend. So, and I noticed in Homework, he leave out the O.
Right.
Explain that kind of style into me.
Well, I think that people I like to keep people guessing, or not even me. People like to figure out a puzzle. Life is a puzzle. And so when you kind of leave out things, you gotta make it, people want to be.
So if you want to be for zero, you leave out the Z.
Per se.
Okay,
right.
We'll try that. We'll try that one of these good days. Time is about running out on us, but it was great for you to take the time to come in live in studio here with us this morning. You're here just for a few days. You head back up on Sunday. Just remind everybody again of the event coming up on Saturday.
So once again, everyone that wants to have a good time and good fellowship. Obviously, if you want to come purchase the sneakers, I would appreciate it. But more importantly, shout out also to Tree Canal, who's going to be performing the band. We just want to have a good relationship with Trinidad and a good time in Trinidad for something that's dedicated to Trinidad. Come out to Paprika Lounge, August 13th, which is Saturday, 2 to 6 p.m. Be on time, Trinis. Come when you want, but be on time. Come get some food, come have a doubles with me, come talk, let's take some pictures. Everybody, man, from musicians, artists, whoever, is no exception to anybody. It ain't no type of weird thing at the door where you're not good enough to come in. Everybody is the same level.
And Trinidad James, Nicholas Williams, you were so big in the dance that I was just told by my producer that we have you for another few minutes to take you right up to the end of the show. Oh. So you have actually preempted the news, the international news, the BBC news, everything. You're bigger than the international news for us this
Well, I'm with Mr. Muhammad, so we big.
What for you without the Z?
Without the Z. That's that shit.
By the way, doubles, slight pepper, plenty pepper, no pepper.
No pepper, no pepper, no pepper.
Serious?
No pepper, man.
What kind of Trini you is, boy?
Well, a bougie kind of
and what would, and I know I asked you this question before, as far as being able to make it out there and the work that is required. Because I know we're talking about the launch and the shoe and the sneaker line, how it's going so well. But I think it's worth re-emphasizing to a lot of our young people, because there might be a lot of frustration right now with opportunities in life, young black men especially, or heading in the wrong direction. What would you want to say to them this morning?
Well, to any youth that's paying attention, because first of all, if you're up this early and you're paying attention to Mr. Muhammad this early, you have something good inside of you. You might not know it. Subconsciously, there's something good in you. You want different than what is per se. A lot of us are a product of our environment, as they like to say. And the same thing in the States, it's the same thing here in Trinidad. And you have to take moments to believe the other side of uncomfortable is something successful. And to get there, you had to push for it, to take discipline. You know, and you have to discipline yourself sometimes. Sometimes you don't have anybody to look up to or to motivate us, and you had to be your own motivation. And that is not easy. It wasn't easy for me at all, but it is very possible.
What drove you? What really pushed you? Because again, we see in many cases the glitz, the glamour, the big money, whether you're talking about sports superstars or entertainment superstars or other people on social media or whatever. But you don't often see the years and years of even failure, multiple failures, and really bring you to the point of desperation. But somehow being able to get that opportunity and putting in the hard work.
Right.
How important is it to emphasize to people that it involves a tremendous amount of hard work or something as simple as turning up on time?
Yes, I mean, you know, I believe in 3 T's. And when I say 3 T's, is your talent linking with the right team at the right timing will equal a success. And success is not on your timing, it's on God's timing. And, you know, with that being said, you know, faith is a big part of it. And faith is an action word. You know, you can't say I have faith, you have to show you have faith. And it's not in anybody else, it's in yourself. Because if you don't truly have that faith that you think you have in yourself, the other parts of it won't work. You know, so a lot of people will be like, man, I hear I ain't laughing till I'm this is crazy, we need to get to or something like that. But it is ways for you to come into town if you have something that is worth pushing and take it to other places and keep on. Because one thing about it, talent is addictive. You know what I'm saying? If you have something good, it is addictive and you have to keep working, you have to keep doing your homework on it to master it. Don't just think, oh, you can do it one time. And don't be
so squeezing the homework when it's all about brand awareness in the So when it's all over on Saturday with the event that's coming up, and then you head back to the United States, which is your base now. What's next in the pipeline for you?
Finishing. So we're working on my new album. It's so good. I'm very, very happy about it because I took a 1.5 years off to just clear my head. The pandemic had me in a real depressive situation mentally because I was working so hard on my last album that I dropped in the pandemic, and it didn't do well, and I was very, very sad about it. Because I know I only get sad when I put in work and that work is not, it doesn't equal the success or the payback that I feel that I deserve. But that slowing me down in the music side of things allowed me to create something else. And you know, it's always a lesson in these blessings. Blessings and lessons kind of move hand in hand. So now I had the confidence and the capital back at the place I wanted to be from a monetary standpoint, and we're working on my next album for November, Don't Be Safe Part 2. This is the sequel, because it's my 10th anniversary in music.
Okay.
You know, so I'm very happy to last 10 years in this game. Is a crazy game in the States and everywhere. But you know, the album is what is the main important thing. We're doing an anniversary concert in Atlanta, Georgia, in the States to commemorate the 10-year anniversary of my first project, where my first success ever started, October 15th, and then the album November. I don't have an exact date in November, but November, and we're working hard on it. But I feel really, really good because once the music is right, my life is right.
So, again, I know, you know, you're performing in an American environment. So, as soon as your body playing, you turn on the accent for them?
Nah, you see, I have Trini friends, and I was talking to my cousin Adriel. He's a really good drum player, and you know, when I talk to Trini, you know, I turn it on. You know, that accent switching thing, it come from trauma, you know, and growing up in the States. I come to the States as a young boy, and I get bullied a lot, hard when I was very, very young for my accent. So you don't have no choice but to change.
I hear what you're saying.
You know?
Time is running out on us, but Trinidad James, thanks very much.
Always respect.
We really appreciate you coming here for the launch, and the launch and the free access for the event is going to be on Saturday. Trinidad James with us this morning as we wrap up our morning edition on this very interesting Wednesday. Thanks very much for being with us. Don't forget we have our Emmy Prime this evening as well, so you can look forward to all of that that's happening. In fact, we're not finished as yet. We still have one more break to get through, and then we're back to wrap up the show. And here we have not Trinidad James doing his homework, but some parakeets enjoying each other's company, which is a nice way to take another break before we come back and wrap up the show.